So Waterfall dance with BHS dodge. So what you want with BHS is this. You want to run to the left side of Malenia, to her right side, your left. So you always dodge in the direction of the clock, like clockwise. So you go here, and then when you're on her side, depends on how fast you got there, you either walk or run. And also depends on the distance. You will be able to circle around her like maybe 180 degrees, which is pretty good. Like maybe a little more than that even. Or you might only get to like maybe only here is a possibility. Generally you will at least get behind her. But so wherever you get, doesn't really matter, which is the good thing about BHS. It doesn't really matter. No matter what you do, you're fine. Like it doesn't really matter if you just dodge with a roll, the close dodge with a roll. You need to circle to around here, I believe, always, and it's quite precise, as well as obviously harder timing for the roll. On BHS, it doesn't matter. That's important. It doesn't matter. Like, you can be here, you can be here, you can be here. This is Malenia, of course. This is you, by the way. So, if you're here, what you want to dodge is, you want to dodge in the tangent to Malenia. So, Malenia is this circle. The tangent is just basically touching this side. Keep going clockwise, and just dodge here, bam. And if you're here, the same thing, tangent to Malenia is like this, just touching the circle. It is very important. Like the only thing you can really mess up with BHS is if you don't realize where you are compared to Malenia. So instead, imagine you're here, but you dodge in this direction instead of this direction. You go. So if you're here, you need to go slightly to the right side, right? And if you're here, you need to go quite a bit to the left. If you dodge a bit to the left here, or at least, or maybe even dodge like straight to Malenia, she's gonna push you to the left side, and she's gonna track you perfectly, and you're gonna get a hit. So it's important that you always go like this is perfect. Oh, obviously, this is not the best color. Maybe light blue is good. So this is good. This is okay. I mean, this is perfect, obviously, but this is okay. This is okay. This is even okay. Less than this is probably gonna hit you. But around here is fine to dodge. And same with here. Like, just tangent is perfect. This is fine. Even, honestly, this is also fine. But don't go here, because it's quite likely that you're gonna get pushed to this side. Like, hitting her. So, what you want to do is, yeah, like this. Not like this, because she's gonna hit you if you do that. And then, the important thing here is, when do you use BHS? So, I'm gonna show you my audio cue. There's no need for a visual cue. Although, in the end, you're gonna, like, get used to a certain timing or whatever, but I personally use an audio cue and it never misses. Okay, so this is an example I have of me dodging it, where the audio is very clear. So here she starts, I'm backing away, and I equip. I always, it's important to back away a little from Malenia. You can't be completely close. And as soon as I notice it jumps up, I run towards her like this. So what I'm doing is this part here, right? And as I'm doing that, I'm equipping BHS. You could have it equipped already, of course, but if you don't, you just have a. This is a Kaestus, which is, it only weighs 0.5 and has BHS on it. So it's basically no loss of damage, or extremely low loss of damage. Not noticeable by any means. It's not even noticeable on Bare Fist, which is what I'm doing here. So I bet it's not noticeable for any scripts or pretty much anything. So I equip it as I run because I don't have it equipped. As I run here, I'm equipping BHS, but you could just have it equipped, obviously. On if you're using a SWI handler, for example, you could just have BHS on it. It's pretty fucking useful. Probably the best thing you could have, aside from Royal Knights Resolve or something. And so you equip this, and then you start rotating. Here I run, but I could also walk, in this case, probably. And then, what is the timing for this? I'm going to show you. I don't know if you heard it there, but I'm already BHSing, obviously. You can see there, this is where my hand is. Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera. Do you see my controller? It basically, my control. This is BHS. So there's a very, very clear audio cue. Let's try to hear it. Did you hear that? Let me. I think it's quite loud. Right there, right? You hear woo, sort of. So as soon as I hear that, I just press BHS. No need to doubt. No need to look at her feet or whatever. It's obviously good if you do, but the audio cue is perfect for BHS. If you roll, it's not good, but it's perfect if you're BHSing. Because you just press right there. And that's exactly what I do, right? I go tangent. Yes. And then the rest is just that. That's very easy. There's other ways to do it. Some people prefer to attack during the last part of the dodge. That's completely fine. I prefer not to do it because I'm using a Caestus, so I need to change back to bare fist. But nice. If I was using another weapon, I could also attack, right? So yeah, dodge. I'm gonna explain a little for the last part. So okay, here, whatever. So you just go like that. That's the important part. After that, I roll. It's not completely necessary if you dodged perfectly, but I recommend rolling again. Why not? If you have the stamina, of course. If you don't, then wait. And then for this second part, I just look at her sword, and when it starts going, when the sword actually starts moving, because like look at the, I'm a little late with the camera movement, but I look at the sword. As soon as it starts moving, it's fine to dodge. And then I take a little forward step and then dodge again. But honestly, last part is very easy. You can have many different ways to dodge it. It's completely fine. But yeah, let's look at the audio cue again. So 25%. So when you're actually in game, you will notice the audio cue at the normal speed. But so try to hear. Wait. Try to hear. You hear the woo. So as soon as that begins, you dodge. As soon as that begins, you hit here. But let me show you exactly like what I mean again. Right there, right? As soon as it begins. Like as soon as it begins, I'm pressing. And it's super easy to react to it, honestly. And you just need to get used to it, of course, but and just press it, and yeah, you just need to make sure that you're not going. So for example, I would have fucked up if I didn't know where I am, like compared to Malenia there. I could have easily just fucked up if I went like this, right? I went like I was more like here, and I went like this. This is, I think, what I did there. Right? So I'm here, and I go like this, pretty much. But let's see a couple more examples, and that's enough, I think. So here, I notice Waterfall, okay. And it's a pretty similar dodge to the other one. So this one is pretty much exactly the same dodge. I noticed at around the same time. But on this last one, on this last dodge, I was a little late on the notice, but it didn't matter, and it never does. Ooh, what am I doing? So I do 2 attacks here, and it's a little more rare for her to go into Waterfall here, so it was, I didn't expect it.
Okay, dude.
As you can notice by my reaction, let me change the camera. It took me a little longer to realize.
Okay, dude.
So yeah, instead of being here, I'm here. So I just dodged straight towards myself, towards the camera. And as you can see, it's completely fine. So on the previous ones, I was here pretty much. In this one, I was just around here. So I dodged just like this towards the camera. But yeah, that's basically it. There's nothing much else to it. Like obviously you can attack right after the like you can attack during the Waterfall dance dodge and everything, but if we're talking about BHS just for the beginning, this is everything that is there to talk about, I believe. And yeah. Okay.